You are listening to This Week in Taiwan. I'm Eloise Phillips. Every Saturday, we break down the biggest stories making headlines across the country, from politics and economics to culture and the unexpected. Whether you're tuning in from Taipei or halfway around the world, we've got you covered with what you need to know to stay in the loop.
Hello, my name is Phil Leskoski. I'm stepping in for Eloise Phillips. We'll start with our first news. China-linked networks are embedding propaganda in Taiwan's social media pages. An RSF investigation finds China-linked networks using lifestyle Facebook pages in Taiwan to insert pro-Beijing narratives.
A new investigation by Reporters Without Borders has found that China-linked digital marketing networks are embedding political messaging inside seemingly apolitical social media content targeting Taiwan. According to the report, Facebook pages focused on health, lifestyle, and inspirational content has been used to quietly insert narratives aligned with Beijing's positions, forming a type of cognitive warfare that is difficult to detect. According to Central News Agency, one such page, called 50 Plus Healthy Life, typically shared wellness advice but took a sudden turn following the Iran conflict in March. It published a post arguing that Tehran did not need to defeat Washington militarily, but only, quote, make the United States feel pain, unquote, a framing consistent with Chinese state media narratives. The post was later removed. Investigators say the China-based Wubianji group controlled hundreds of similar pages. Their strategy involved building large audiences with non-political content, then inserting political messaging during key events before reverting to lifestyle posts, making the influence activity harder to trace. The pattern became more visible during Taiwan's 2024 presidential election. In one case, a viral thread post in 2025 falsely claimed a child collapsed in Taipei's metro system. Researchers later traced the footage to Hangzhou, China, and linked the account to the same network. Analysts warn these operations are designed less to persuade than to erode trust, gradually fostering the perception that democracy leads to disorder. Experts also say embedding political narrative into everyday content makes such campaigns more subtle, scalable, and harder to counter. Joey Cho for RTI News.
Taiwan infectious disease expert addresses rat-borne hantavirus concerns. Shin Kong Hospital infectious disease specialist Dr. Huang Jianxian spoke on recent public concern over hantavirus transmission in a media interview on Monday. He detailed that the primary route of contraction is through the excrement and saliva of hantavirus-carrying rats, and that the best prevention is to maintain clean environments that do not attract them. Recent increase in cases of rat infestations in Taipei have sparked widespread discussions and worry over infections. Huang said that if a rat simply passes through, subsequent contact with the area usually does not cause illness. However, if a rat lingered in the area for a period of time, commonly found in kitchens, restaurants, and storage rooms, people are more likely to contract the disease in the contaminated environment. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the first case of hantavirus this year was reported in Taipei in January. The patient, a man in his 70s, died from complications of sepsis and multiple organ failure. The second case, reported on March 3rd, involved another man in his 70s from New Taipei City who developed chills, a sore throat, muscle aches, decreased urination, diarrhea, and loss of appetite, but was discharged after treatment. Dr. Huang pointed out that the hantavirus infection symptoms are often not specific, with the most common symptoms being fever, which people often mistake for a common cold or other illnesses. He noted that there are many strains of hantavirus, and though common types found abroad can easily cause breathing issues, types found in Taiwan cause hemorrhagic fever that can lead to diffuse hemorrhage or sepsis, with a mortality rate of approximately 5 to 15%. He noted that usually further medical testing is required for a definite diagnosis and advises that if hantavirus is suspected, to ask for said testing. President Lai Ching-te returned to Taiwan this Tuesday morning after his trip to the allied nation of Eswatini. Lai delivered a return address upon arrival at the Taoyuan International Airport, speaking on strengthened bilateral relations as a result of the visit. The president bypassed China's blockage by using the so-called arrived-in-announced model to circumvent potential interferences after Seychelles, Mauritius, and Madagascar revoked flight permits for Lai's aircraft to cross airspace they manage under Chinese pressure. Lai arrived in Eswatini last Saturday, May 2nd, past the original April 22nd to 26th trip dates. Lai flew on Eswatini's King Mswati III's private plane, with both departure and return flights kept highly confidential. The president said it was an 84-hour, 25,000-kilometer round trip and expressed his gratitude on behalf of the Taiwanese people to Eswatini's king, government, and nation as a whole. This visit has witnessed concrete achievements in exchanges between Taiwan and Eswatini, Lai said, across a wide range of fields including energy, security, industrial investment, agricultural cooperation, smart healthcare, women's empowerment, culture, and education. He said Taiwan has proven through its actions that the true national strength lies not in subjugating others, but in bringing happiness to all. Lai said,
The Earth is round, the world belongs to everyone, and Taiwan belongs to the world. Taiwanese people are global citizens, and Taiwanese people have the right to participate in the world. We will not back down because of suppression. On the contrary, peace-loving and freedom-loving Taiwanese people will continue to uphold justice and rationality, and maintain a steady and responsible attitude, providing greater participation and contribution to the world stage.
President Lai Ching-te on Wednesday awarded the Order of Brilliant Star with special grant cordon to former DPP-US Office Director Michael J. Fonte, honoring his decades-long contributions to Taiwan-US relations. Lai said Fonte first came to Taiwan as a missionary during the martial law era, promoting human rights, and later returned to the United States by lobby Congress through the Formosa Association for Public Affairs. He described Fonte as a lifelong friend who has worked shoulder to shoulder with the Taiwanese people for half a century and thanked him for his dedication to Taiwanese democracy. Speaking in Taiwanese, Lai noted that Fonte, a New York native who often said that Taiwan stole his heart, was sent to rural Taiwan in 1967 after seminary training. He served farmers across Taichung, Changhua, and Miaoli. Lai stated, "In order to gain the unwavering support of the U.S. government and face various challenges when Taiwan's international standing was still precarious, Michael stood shoulder to shoulder with the people of Taiwan, fighting for democracy and the support of the international community. I believe everyone here, especially Vice President Xiao Bikim, Chairman Mark Chen, and other senior figures, deeply appreciate the hardships he endured." Fonte recalled arriving in Taiwan under martial law, saying that if someone had told him the island would become a thriving democracy within 20 years, he would have been incredulous. He concluded by declaring in Taiwanese, "Long live Taiwan's democracy." Taipei launches new designated smoking areas and push for smoke-free city.
Taipei Mayor Jiang Wan'an on Thursday, May 7th, inspected a new negative pressure enclosed smoking area in the Ximen commercial district that was set up under a policy aimed at separating smokers from non-smokers in outdoor public spaces. A total of 183 smoking areas have been established citywide as of April 30th, according to the city government. "I think this is an important milestone in Taipei City's push to become a smoke-free city," Jiang told reporters, after he was publicly briefed by city health officials at the glass-walled smoking area. "The key to promoting a smoke-free city is doing a good job of separating smokers and non-smokers," Jiang said, adding that non-smokers should be able to walk without suffering from second-hand or third-hand smoke. The mayor said Taipei has made considerable progress on restricting indoor smoking, but many residents have told the city they are still affected by smoke while walking outdoors. Around 80% of residents support setting up designated smoking areas, Jiang added, citing a survey conducted by the city government last year. The Taipei Health Department said in a news release that Ximen will become fully smoke-free starting June 1st, with inspections set to begin next month. Under the Tobacco Hazards Prevention Act, people who smoke in designated non-smoking areas may be fined up to 10,000 Taiwan dollars. That's around $319 US. This is James Thompson with Radio Taiwan International, reporting in Taipei.
The European chapter of the Formosa Club held its Unity Summit at the European Parliament on Wednesday, issuing a joint statement backing Taiwan's right to conduct high-level visits to its diplomatic allies free from interference. Taiwan's Deputy Foreign Minister Francois Wu attended as a guest speaker. The statement came in direct response to China's recent efforts to block Taiwan's president from visiting Eswatini, with members opposing any use of overflight rights as a tool to obstruct Taiwanese officials' travel. The statement reaffirmed support for deepening Europe-Taiwan interparliamentary cooperation, Taiwan's meaningful participation in international organizations, and its role as an indispensable strategic hub in the Indo-Pacific. Members highlighted Taiwan's strengths in advanced semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and the drone industry, calling Taiwan a key partner in building trusted, non-red supply chains as Europe works to strengthen its own resilience. The statement also clarified that UN Resolution 2758 does not address Taiwan's status, a position that echoes a 2024 European Parliament resolution, and called for Taiwan's inclusion in the upcoming World Health Assembly. The Unity Summit drew 25 Formosa Club co-chairs and members from 14 countries, including the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Lithuania, as well as the European Parliament itself. And the last story for today, the legislature voted to pass a scaled-down version of President Lai Ching-te's proposed special defense budget in its third reading on Friday, May 8th. The bill sets a total spending ceiling of $25 billion, with the first round of arms procurement from the United States capped at $9.7 billion and the second at $15.3 billion. The budget passed by the legislature is over a third lower than the version originally proposed by Lai, which called for $40 billion over a period of 8 years. And that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Phil Laskowski, stepping in for Eloise, and come back next week for another episode of our weekly news. Bye-bye.
And that is it for This Week in Taiwan. My name is Eloise Phillips. If you want to know more about what's going on in Taiwan, visit our website at rti.org.tw/en. Until next time.